Welcome, Sagittarius, to your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 18th of May for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead, first of all. Then on screen, your event chart on Monday always provides a backdrop for the week ahead. I'll then go through each of the influences, frame by frame, to give you a clear picture of what you can expect around energy, work, relationships, and finance. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. Last week we had a new moon in the practical Taurus, which is very much to do with values, but also it can be to do with how organized we are. If you recall, over the last 7 years, the disruptive energies of Uranus have been in that part of your chart. So that was a great opportunity to really grapple with the details of things and get them running smoother. And that energy is still prevailing. But on Monday, Mars, the planet of thrust and action, moves into that area for the next 6 weeks. The happy news is that your stamina is going to be reinforced. So you're going to have more drive and energy to attend to those routine tasks. But also at the start of this week, Venus, the relator, which has been in a glorious location for you the last near to 4 weeks, moves into a deeper, more passionate 8th house. It's in the tender, nurturing Cancer, but what does that mean for you? But at the heart of the week on Thursday, the sun moves into Gemini. We have Gemini season begin, but he applies to Uranus for the first time in 78 years in Gemini on Friday. But in your sector of relationships, it's truly exciting. But what does it mean? And as the cosmic curtain comes down on the week, there is a quarter moon. The moon for you, high in the sky in the practical, precise sign of Virgo, clashes with the sun in your sector of relationships. I'm going to share with you how to manage that too. So on the screen now is your event chart, and there's the sun in that practical 6th house, which can be about our physical vitality, can be about those routines, it can be about what we eat and drink, it can be about our work. And the new moon, which occurred last week, does suggest that there is an improvement across all those areas coming. But later on Monday, Mars moves out of the sign of Aries, where it's been for the previous 6 weeks, in an area which has probably seen you very much up for enjoying life. And early on Monday is in a fantastic link to Venus. If there is someone you really, really like, the connection between you can get stronger from that alone. But then Mars moves into that 6th house, and that's going to give you more vitality. So if there are things that you want to change, for example, doing more exercise, having a bit more energy to deal with your work, Mars will just see you more up for those demands. So it's very strong going into that 6th house. The sign of Taurus, however, can be quite single-minded. So if there are sort of patterns that you have at the moment that have you've had for a long time, you may need to perhaps look at them again. But also on Monday, Mercury, the planet of communication, is in a contact with Uranus in that 7th house. So as much as the connection between Mars and Venus is very strong, and therefore the link between Mercury and Uranus means if you did meet someone over the weekend and it was an electric connection, you're still going to be very excited about that at the start of this week. But in an ongoing relationship with the moon in the 7th house, you're really looking for balance. But if something isn't quite working as you want, I think Mercury applying to Uranus and then the sun moving into this area on Thursday and applying to Uranus could see you speak much more honestly about how you feel to a partner. And with Venus moving on Tuesday into your 8th house, if you're lucky enough to be in a long-term relationship that's, very committed, the fortune that your partner has over the next 3 or 4 weeks could turn out to be yours too. How this works is that In the eighth house, shared resources can be blessed, and Venus can be about luck. And your ruler Jupiter, the main planet of fortune, already in this area, suggests that by the end of June, a significant financial change in a positive manner can play out for you. But Venus in the eighth house can also be about where things get smolderingly hot, where a relationship is going well. And because Mars forges an exact sextile with Venus on Tuesday, if you are getting along famously, you're going to get along even better on that day. But Mars moving into the sixth house can also give you the thrust if you're not enjoying your job. And if you work with people who you don't really connect to, the uh, conjunction between Mercury and Uranus and the Sun and Uranus later in the week can give you more confidence to separate from what's not working for you, which can be helpful. But by Thursday, the Sun moves into Gemini as well, but it's going to be for the next 4 weeks. But remember, Uranus is going to be there for the next 7 years. So expect a shake-up around your relationship situation. You can find yourself drawn to new people, but also wanting to separate yourself from people who no longer feel right for you. So it's going to be quite lively as this week goes on, and it may play out around your job because with the Virgo quarter moon on Saturday, however much you feel that you're trying to lean into the needs of a line manager or a colleague, a family member, or even a partner, if they're not really recognizing what you're doing, that could leave you feeling very frustrated. And it will be hard to disguise that. But just know, part of your nature is you can be very frank. And I think a more direct part of your personality will come out now, whether it's telling things in a straightforward, blunt way around work and practical issues, or if there's someone you like, having the confidence to move quickly because of the Uranus energies, or it may be the reverse. If you're not quite happy with how something is, you're also going to be equally to the point, because Uranus can be very much the seeker of truth, and it's also a very fast energy. So expect things to happen quickly. But also as this week goes on, Mercury moves forwards and forges a very strong link to Pluto initially. So there could be a very important discussion you have, maybe around a partnership matter, and then comes into a sextile with Saturn. So if you're lucky enough to be in a relationship which is essentially strong, even if you have a clear the air discussion at the start of this week, as the week draws to a close, as long as it feels all clear and you can truly be that freedom loving side, live out that freedom loving side of your nature, as well as be committed, then the end of the week can be more encouraging as far as relationships are concerned. I'm going to overview those 4 areas of energy, work, relationships, and finances next. But you can order your personal horoscopes and get 3 for the price of 1. The one you pay for is your life roadmap report, which helps us to understand the patterns that are playing out in our lives so far, but work with those energies better future forwards. Free, your 12 months transit forecast, and also your karmic draconic analysis. And if your North Node in your natal chart is not late in Pisces or early in Aries, your draconic chart can be very different from your natal chart, but it will help you to understand a much deeper side of your nature. Please see below for more. If you've yet to watch your Uranus solar 78-year return Kazemi video, that's on the screen. If you've yet to watch your monthly video for May, on the screen. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, pleasure, please see my testimonials below. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily written horoscope, fire to your device each morning for your early day celestial pit stop, please sign up for that below too. So when it comes to relationships, Sagittarius, pardon me, it can be electric, but it can be electric good or electric separating. It really depends on your unique circumstances. But if you are getting on well, I think Tuesday can be a very special moment for the tie. But if you are wanting to build alliances as far as your professional situation is concerned, I think that part of you that can be very knowledgeable, very future orientated. The other person needs to recognize that for you to feel comfortable for that to thrive. But the power of your words can be palpable this week. As far as your finances are concerned, Venus moving into the eighth house, merging with Jupiter early in June, can bring genuine good fortune your way. As far as your energy is concerned, I think Saturn being in that fifth house, the fifth house can be where we have joy, but the fifth house can also be where we burn the candle at both ends. And Mars in that conjunction with Chiron at the start of the week is kind of saying, look, if you are overdoing it a little bit, being virtuous with Mars moving into that sixth house, taking care a little bit more of routines, what you're eating and drinking is going to be a feature in the coming weeks. But as far as your professional situation is concerned in general, I feel that you need to be working or aligning with people where it really is very interactive. If you're not really experiencing that at the moment, the arrival of Mars in your sixth house of work and also the energy from last week's new moon suggests you should keep looking for a new position. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great week and look forward to seeing you again soon.